fresh best of 3. We have a next series. We're jumping into a PvP. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have our German Protoss player, the green Protoss. Also, my apologies, I just jumped into the cast and jumped into the matches without giving a proper shout out. A massive shout out to Jumy. Oh my god, este Jumy Papi. He did give us a raid, earlier, so thank you so much. Hope he had a great stream and ladder session, and for those that are tuning in, hope you guys had a great time. And now we're going to be featuring him here and now in the top left hand corner for Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. It is Sigge. Siege? What's going on? Hold on, just catching up. I believe, not too familiar with where he's from, but did take down Hunted Swarm 2-0, and we found ourselves in our PvP. Now, the reason why we've jumped into this series, outside of course, Jumy raiding us earlier, did give us a raid earlier, but the winner of the series will face off against Vindicta. So Vindicta, he just showed his prowess in TvP, and he will have another Protoss opponent in the next round, in the quarterfinals. So we're following this series into the next. Meanwhile, we do have our openers here. We do have a 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of Jumy. Meanwhile, Gate expand into Cybercore. Oh my god, a very greedy build. Again, expansion before Cybercore. So you do not get greedier than this. Arguably the most greedy build you can go for in PvP. Very risky. Jumy doesn't probe scout though. So this is lining up pretty well. This is quite fortunate here for our red Protoss. Jumy, he's going to be moving in, but this is going to be a delayed scout. Again, it looks like he is hiding his second pylon, so he's trying to make it look like a proxy. But after seeing this, I'm sure he wishes it was a real proxy. So he does zip in. He sees the timing of the Nexus. Nexus is almost done. It's almost done. Jumy has not thrown his down. That's just how far ahead the base is here for our red Protoss. For Sigge? Siege? Siege? I'll call him Sigge for now, even though I don't think that's how it's pronounced. it's fine. It's fine. Oh, Swedish. Oh, there you go. From Sweden. Beautiful. Yo, shout out to our European competitors, just because I know it's quite late in Europe. I know it's like around midnight, if not like 1 a.m., nearing 2 a.m. in the morning. So not too late, but late nonetheless. So I do appreciate it. Meanwhile, as we're getting into our second series of the broadcast, a big shout out to Ryan in the chat. God, thank you so much, Ryan Victors, for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great, I'm assuming, ladder session. Hope you had a great time, and welcome one and all to the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. For those that are just now tuning in, this is a bi-weekly tournament. Every 2 weeks we host this event. It is open to all players. And exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back yourselves. We have players like Jumy, Vindicta, we have Nicorette, we have Björn, we have some Koreans, Europeans, and Americans all coming together here for the turtle. We're all tussling like a turtle. It's fine. Meanwhile, we do see Sigge, he does enjoy himself, or he should be able to enjoy a better economy. Unfortunately, he's denied access to his natural. There we go. Does move in, going for a robo response, a very safe follow-up here, going to really fast immortal production. So we have taken our roles. For the early game here, our red Protoss is going to be the defender. He has no Twilight Council, he has no blink, he had a faster expansion. He's going to be more defensive with those immortals. It's going to be on Jumy to break that defense. Here we go. Gateway's on the way, his own immortal production, and a Twilight Council. So Jumy is threading these shades. He does slip into the main. Does he commit? He does. Of course, Sword Ups 8 one-shot probes. First probe goes down, he gets 1, he gets 2. And he barely does not get 3. So 2 probes for 2 Adepts, not the best trade here for Jumy. Likewise, he at least gets a full scout. He confirms the Robo Opener and the Immortals. And we'll see how Jumy recovers. Now, what I will say, I really do appreciate the build of choice of our red Protoss, but did miss some probe cycles. Some probe production cycles were missed. Jumy, as a result, he's actually up 7 probes. Like, the Chronos and the macro of Jumy has been better here, and unfortunately our red Protoss player here has been missing Chronos, has been missing some probe cycles, and because that did slightly fall behind here economically, he's building himself back up. Hallucination is moving out. And Jumy is still finding himself in a good position. He's in a sole position, going for the forge, +1. No forge yet here from our red Protoss. Oh, also, I apologize if I did miss it. Yeah. Do apologize, but predictions now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. I was distracted by the raid earlier, but yes, get your Gamba going. Here's Gamba time. As both players are taking their third bases, and so far we're settling into the mid-game. No major aggression from either player. I did mention earlier that Jumy was going to take the more aggressive stance, and in a way he did with his adepts, but for the most part he's building up into the mid-game. Oh, he does scout the third base. He's moving out. Bold move. Shadow to the turtle. As Jumy does move out. Likewise. Red Protoss not quite in position. Distracted by the adepts. Oh, yeah, it does get distracted. Jumy is going for the third base. He has force fields. His opponent does not have blink. And with that, yeah, he locks down 2 stalkers. Nicely done. Locks down another 2. Yeah, 4 stalkers do fall. Massive pickups. And the expansion, it's under fire. It's going to go down as well. Nice kind of force fields, locking down one of the immortals. Nice pickup. Immortal goes down, but the base is under fire and it's getting low. Yeah, one more volley. Shield battery doing what it can, but there's no saving it. There's no saving it. Barely not. Whew. Jumy has to get the hell out of here. He does bleed out a lot of units, but does blink into the main. Does blink in. Does blink away. And he triggers a counterattack. He triggers a massive counterattack here. Sigge hits the third. Shield battery's not ready. No shield battery, no force fields, and no immortal. If Jumy, he has to retreat, has to back up. Have a back and forth. Probes going down, forcing a recall. Does force a recall. Oh, blinks on over. Takes down the prism. And Jumy's in trouble here. Is in trouble. No micro without that prism. Going for the immortal though. Sigge's getting locked down. It's being locked down, will bleed out that immortal, and he's running out of steam. He wants the immortal, he wants it. Won't quite get it. There we go, the first immortal does fall, but the punish is real. There's still another immortal, and the shield battery is halfway done. And Sigge's running out of steam. He's running out of steam. Remember, he lost that third base, still trying to rebuild, still behind economically. With these extra reinforcements, can he get on top of that immortal? Not quite. Not quite. His force back. Still a very tense moment here. Still a very tense game state, but the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for Jumy. He just has a better economy. Just has a better economy. Getting to +2. Working towards Archon production. Temple Archives on the way. Sigge rotates. Rotates over. Sigge? I think I'll go for Sigge. Let's back off, does rotate around. Now we calm down. We're slowing things down here. Jumy, he has weathered the storm. He survived the counterattack. He still has the better economy. He's building up into Archons, into Immortals, has an upgrade advantage. There's going to be a window in time where Jumy has +2 and his opponent does not. So there's that big upgrade advantage here for Jumy. The armies, they pass by each other. Jumy going for the third. Immortals are exposed. Oh, yeah, the Immortals are exposed. Stalkers are coming from behind, going for the prism. They don't quite get it. Prism does survive. Fourth base is denied. Jumy pushing in. Almost getting surrounded. Good an awkward position here. Yeah, awkward position for Jumy. Does get on top of the Immortals. Yeah, the first Immortal goes down. Massive pickup. He gets one. He's gonna get all three. He's gonna get all three here. First immortal falls, so does the second. Now getting top of the third. Stalkers are coming from behind. Nice snipes here on the immortals. But there's still 2 immortals left for Jumy, warping into the main base. And he's just going for the kill. He's going for the throat. Stalker's trying to keep up, but he cannot. GG gets called, and Jumy takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Jumy does take a lead in the series, and with that, Jumy needs 1 more to advance on. We'll see. See if he does break through. I was asking Jumy. I was like, yo, are we getting pizza today? He's like, no, no, no. Once in a lifetime. Smooch. Okay, okay. So we're getting ready for game number 2. Likewise, looks like the rest of the bracket is progressing. It's progressing here. Looks like the first round has concluded. And here we go. And game 2 is going to be on Amygdala. Whew. Sorry, it was just catching up. Just catching up with the chat. Last time I ordered pizza was on my day. It never came. Refused to give a refund. Oh no, no. Smooch. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. When Sa bites back. But here we go, we're jumping into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala. We have our German Protoss player, the green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. Leading the series 1-0 and spawning in the top right-hand corner. We have the red Protoss player from Lena, Sweden. It is Siege. Siege? Sigge? Sigge, maybe. Here we go. And honestly, our red Protoss player here had a really... I actually preferred them in the opener here of last game when going for the faster expansion, the greater economy. As I mentioned before, though, unfortunately, they weren't able to saturate in time, or they were missing some probe cycles as well, and their macro was lacking a little bit there. So despite Jumy having a much later expansion, and despite Jumy not really killing many workers, he was able to catch up. He was able to catch up and able to overwhelm and overcome. Now that Jumy is more familiar with his opponent, this time probe scout. Remember, last game he went for a delayed probe scout and a fake proxy pylon. This time Jumy wants to be sure that his opponent isn't greedy and that he's there to punish it. So he does check instantly. Checks natural, goes down. Siege, he's going for the expansion, but Jumy is here and he will block. And look at that, we do have what, 500 minerals in the back. Does get it. Oh my god, Jumy does miss a pylon block. It does miss. So very nicely done. Very nicely done here from Siege. Very nicely done. It does get his expansion, followed by the cyber core. Jumy did delay for a time, but not enough. Oh, let's go. Let's go. I was waiting for the proxy. Waiting for the all-in. We have a pylon in the main base. He's checking. Let's go. He checks. He confirms. He's aware. Oh my god. Okay, so he is aware of the pylon in the main. Siege knows that Jumy does not. As Siege, he does scout the pylon, and the probe has more vision than the building pylon. Meanwhile, 2-gate opener. And we'll see how Jumy responds. Jumy does open up double adept. Double adept opener. Jumy in position to expand. I mean, Jumy's not going for an all-in, and yeah, now Jumy knows he's been found. He has been found out. There's the expansion. And Warp Gate is still not done, so we're not going to be able to make use of that pylon, unfortunately. It was a cheeky move there by Jumy, but again, he was scouted. As Zepsay make their way across the map. Twilight Council opener out of siege. Sigge. Sigge. That's moving in. And actually, just like last time, despite having all these workers, mining is denied. Mining is denied. So this is also, if you recall, again, no probes being built from the natural either, or delayed building. And this is how Jumy was able to get an economic lead last game. Which is there is no mining. And Jumy's catching up. It's catching up, going for a Proxy Dark Shrine. Okay. Proxy Dark Shrine out of Jumy. Now, unlike the previous game, we have a different build here, and I'm concerned for our red Protoss. What am I referring to? If you remember, last game it was a Robo Opener. Robo Opener into Fast Immortals. This time, Jumy, he did scout, he did confirm the Twilight Council. This means currently there's no Robo, and I'm concerned there's going to be a delayed Robo as well. If that's the case, DTs can just end the game. This does happen in PvP at the highest level. We've seen Max just insta-GG to this, Hero insta-GG to this, like it happens to all Protoss players out there. It is a part of PvP. Thankfully, Robo before expansion, there is going to be a form of protection. Phew. Robo is on the way. Now, it's still going to be close. I believe there may be enough time to get an Observer, but there's still going to be a small window here where Dark Templar are out and the Observer is not. But this shouldn't just instantly end the game. Like, thankfully. The Observer should be out in time. Assuming we go Observer first, blindly. Assuming it's not like Immortal first. As here come the Dark Templar. Robo's almost done. Jumy's moving out, getting his own third base. DTs are waddling in. And again, I'm hoping for the Observer first. We need that Observer. Dark Templar waddling in. There it is. Observer's on the way. It's being cornered as we speak. He is aware. He does spot the shimmer. He knows damage is going to be done. But again, the Observer is going to pop out in a second. Despite that, a second DT here into the natural. First, Dark Templar goes down. That's going to be 6 probe kills already. Decent damage for 1 Dark Templar. Ooh, and the base is denied. Yeah, the third base is cancelled. A brutal pickoff. Dark Templar still alive. Still chilling here at the natural. And this is already worth it. This is already worth it here for Jumy. As Jumy, he's going to have a much faster third expansion, so he will have a booming economy. Likewise, getting to faster +1. Siege does move out. Does move out, does hit the third. Dark Templar hits the natural once again. Likewise, DT at the third base, and oh god, these Dark Templar are just pulling him apart. No! He locks down 1 Dark Templar in the main. But damage is still being done. Going for the expansion. Can he force a cancel? 2 more swipes. 2 more. Oh my god, there it is. Cancels the third. Siege still stuck on 2 bases. Double expanding at this point. I mean, he has to. It's brutal. It's a brutal decision to make, but he has to double expand to try to maintain himself. I mean, it was either one of 2 things. Either double expand or throw down like 4 gates and go for a 2-base all-in. Right? It's one or the other. Either all-in or be hyper greedy. Soldiers move in, charge is not done. Oh, just now finishing. But the force fields are brutal here. Yes, Zelsay do nothing. They break out. They barely do break out. Meanwhile, Jumy just enjoying better upgrades, better economy, larger army. Getting to his own charge and +2. +1 still on the way here for Siege. Oh, the Dark Shrine was not scattered, by the way, so more warp-ins. Jumy, he does spot the expansion. He rotates, he's going for it. And he will rotate, going for the Nexus. Siege out of position, Zelts are here outside of the natural. And we can even reinforce on the front lines. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, there's no saving this Nexus. Jumy does push forward. Oh, he's at a couple of Zealots. He can morph in Archons. There we go. Archons on the way. Exactly what he needs here against those charge slots. We have Disruptors in production for Siege. Now, this is a good way to bounce back in this game. Like, Disruptors, they are a comeback unit, so they can help you recover even from a supply deficit. But it's still in production. It's not ready yet. He needs those Disruptors. As Jumy rotates. Slips in between the bases, catches out the Zealots. Yeah, the Zealots, they just melt against those Archons. Disruptor, oh no, the Disruptor! Disruptor coming in, gets started down immediately, and GG gets called. That was the one hope, the one chance here for Siege, and he is shut down. Jumy will claim the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Jumy will take it. To put a shout out to his opponent, shout out to Siege, of course, our Swedish Protoss player. Do apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. Do apologize. But regardless, GG, well played. I do appreciate his openers. I do appreciate that he was going for these riskier builds and these faster expansions, catching Jumy off guard, especially in game 1. I do appreciate it. Unfortunately, wasn't able to take full advantage of it, but regardless, had some strong moments, especially in game 1. Game 1 did feel very back and forth when it came to the trades, when it came to the engagements. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. GG, well played. With that, we are getting ready for our upper semifinals.